head. Where am I? I don't remember anything.
Hey Switchers, welcome back. Kanan here, hope you're all well, and thank you for joining me for my review of Palindrome Syndrome Escape Room. And will this bit of a mouthful puzzle adventure game get itself onto the Wall of Fame, or maybe the Wall of Shame, or indeed somewhere in the middle? And before we delve in, why not hit that like and subscribe button down below, which will let you be informed of all the new content I have coming up. And to them ends, why not pop to our community Discord as well, link below, come for the chat, stay for the streaming. And so let's see what Palindrome Syndrome Escape Room has to offer in its puzzleness. Well, it's quite surprising actually. It's the fact that most games that I played of this genre kind of like has all the puzzles set out and you kind of like just flip between the actual puzzles trying to work them all out. But this game is more of a kind of like roaming around working out the puzzles. This is actually done really well. And excuse me for trying to keep things basic, as I don't really want to spoil all the puzzles for people, so I'm going to kind of like just show a few at the beginning, but that's about it. And to that, this game actually sees you like waking up in like a chamber. You don't know where you are or who you are, or at least that's the impression that I get from this, and it's your task to work out what the hell's going on, and that will take quite a bit of puzzling and moving through into different rooms. And quite neatly, you actually get to walk around these actual rooms themselves, and even more neatly, some of the actual like puzzles are like worked out by working out things that are actually in your environment. So instead of like the normal going into a puzzle, working it out, coming out, moving to the next one, this actually has like things in your actual areas. So A, you have to go and like find things for a puzzle, and B, there's other like bits where things are wrote onto walls or above you and things like that, and you have to like just work out what that actually symbolizes to a puzzle in the room. And even that's not as simple as it sounds, because there's many puzzles in a room normally, so you don't just have like one clue on a wall and oh, that's to that. You have to then work out where this clue is actually for and which puzzle for. Some of them I thought were dead easy, really simple, and then others will have you scratch on your head like, well, like nothing before, as this game isn't easy in the slightest. But I did actually find it quite enjoyable. They were like sometimes nigh on impossible, and you thought, I ain't gonna be able to get through this. And then maybe with a bit more looking around, or just, well, what I did, a pen and paper and start writing things down, or the digits in your fingers and thumb, and yeah, you will work them out eventually. And I found all of these mechanics really well done. I really did enjoy this, and it did actually kind of like had me thinking hard and even asking my wife for help. But trust me, if you put a bit of effort into the actual game and, you know, are observant as well as good at answering or solving puzzles, I think you'll probably enjoy this, as I found that the actual puzzles had a bit of depth to them, if not sometimes felt a little bit, you know, too hard for no reason apart from the developer is trying to like show how clever he actually or she actually is. Now that's not to say that there wasn't any bad points about this game. Number one, the loading, it takes ages, so if you come out of a game and then like play something else and want to go back into it, to get back into your save position, it takes quite a while to actually do, because the loading kind of goes on for a bit longer than you would think for a game like this. And then there's the notes and some clues that you get about different puzzles, and you can like see clearly what they do and what you need to be doing. But obviously sometimes you have to like just look at them again. So when you actually go into a puzzle and then start solving it, and then you want to look at the actual clue or note again just to try and like fathom it out even better and solve it, you have to come out of it, which was a really odd decision. Why couldn't you just stay in the actual puzzle itself and then just look at your notes there and then, instead of coming out, then going back in, and then coming back out, and then coming back in a really difficult puzzle. It just felt a bit strange and rather irritating at times. Graphically, it's one of them games where everything's kind of static, so it looks really kind of okayish nice and very clinical as well. They look alright. I didn't really have any problems. I didn't have any slowdown or anything, but then again, if I did, I'd be blooming well amazed at this sort of game. Sound wise, it kind of had a nice little score running through it, kind of a calming score, which is probably what you need for this sort of game. And then you have all the environmental sounds like bottles chinking, picking up things, your feet when you're actually walking around. They all did what they need to do, and yeah, they were okay. But it's kind of like in a game like this, what do you expect? What else can they actually add? And probably not really much else that you'd need. The good. I thought that most of the actual puzzles were quite well thought out and actually quite good to actually solve, and you also got a really good feeling for actually solving them. The actual walking around the lab was kind of a good idea. I quite like that. Oh, and the fact that there was like a mystery to solve kind of in a way as well. The bad. That note problem that I mentioned before really annoyed me. And in the end, I ended up actually writing my own notes down on a pad instead of actually using theirs. Therefore, I can look at it whenever the hell I wanted to. Those loading streams I felt a little bit extreme. The score. Well, I did enjoy this game a lot and still enjoying it because, hey, I haven't completed it fully yet. But you know what? I think I actually want to complete this game. And with that, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. It does have a few problems, and it's probably the middling to low 4 out of 5. But I still had a good time here, and it was enjoyable. And as for my alternative, well, I'm going to ask for your help here because I'm struggling to find a game that's actually like this game on the Switch with the first person element as well as the puzzling. So I'm going to mention Exchange the Departure, kind of a bit horror-y. It does have puzzle elements to it and it's an FPS as well, but not like this one. But I'm pretty sure that you lot can come out with a better alternative, so I'll leave that up to you. And so if you've got any thoughts about Palindrome Syndrome, leave them down in the comments. That's where they belong. And don't forget to go and hit that like and subscribe button. You'll be helping the channel immensely, and keep yourself up to date with all the latest reviews and updates on our favourite games. And also, why not come and join our community Discord? Come for the chat, stay with the streaming. There's plenty to do and we're a friendly bunch there. Because life is better when we switch together.